Right, guys, so here we go. Transfer activity. Coming at ya like Cleopatra. Older people will understand that one. Older people from the UK. Welcome back to the James Lawrence Allcott channel. Robert Lewandowski confirms he wants to leave Bayern Munich. Will there be a bidding war? What on earth will happen for a man who has 1 year left on his contract? It expires in 2023. Who is the perfect club for this man as well? And why is it a bit of a problem for the big teams? We're going to dive into all of that. We'll also talk about his playing style and longevity and who he might fit. Because actually, it's very, very awkward. Lewandowski has kind of forced the hand with the statement that he said. And so it suggests that they want to get this deal done. But this is a 33-year-old. So for people looking to buy him, it's an interesting one. That said, he has been a phenomenal player for quite some time. So let's dive into that first and foremost. Lewandowski's stats this season: 34 appearances, 35 goals, 3 assists. In the Champions League, 10 appearances, 13 goals, 3 assists. 1 goal in the DFB Pokal. Oh, sorry, 1 appearance. Didn't even score. He's fallen off, isn't he? And in the Super Cup, 1 appearance, 2 goals. Yeah. So in all competitions for Bayern Munich this year, 46 games, 50 goals, 6 assists, and 42 non-penalty goals, which I think is... People get a bit pernickety about that, but I think it is worth putting that across as well. So 42 non-penalty goals in 46 games. Absolutely incredible record. So let's talk about Lewandowski's longevity, because what's incredible about this guy is, okay, yes, he's playing for the best team in Germany. Yes, they've won numerous titles, but he's obviously been a big part of that, at the starlight when it comes to that. And his ridiculous goal record has gone to a new level since he turned 30. Now, that's not always the case, but for him to kind of not fall away and move into a different direction, why has that happened? Because since turning 30, the last 3 seasons, he's got more than a goal a game. That is partly down to the playing style of Bayern Munich, but it's massively down to his style of play as well. 110 goals over 3 Bundesliga seasons after turning 30. Part of it is down to his playing style. We'll talk about that in just a second, but also why you should kind of discount his age a little bit, because you're going to get at least 2 years, if not more. I think more, in my opinion, is the way that modern football moves these days, that they are so physically impressive. And then, in particular, Bayern Munich players. Let me show you this stunning little graphic. Pretty much every year, there's a Bayern Munich player that kind of comes through the door, is a skinny dude, and then Bayern Munich get their hands on him, and they get developed in terms of their muscularity. And Lewandowski is one of those players as well. He's always in really, really good condition. And I think that's a huge part of his longevity up until now. The muscular development, it is a factor, but it has to be, because his speed hasn't ever really been that astounding. He's always been a bit of a ghost of a striker, someone who's a sort of, a fox in the box, able to find those areas and then score his goals. And in particular, he's a player who needs service. This is another thing to think about when you're aligning him to a team for his next move, because he wants to move and win things, right? He wants to move and experience things. And I'd love to know, let me know in the comments, who do you think Lewandowski himself wants to go to? Let me know in the comments down below, because Bayern Munich are one of the 3-4 teams that are expected to win the Champions League each year. So for him to move on, he must feel like he needs a new challenge. But does he want to go sideways? Does he want to go up? Or does he want to make his way down? Because there aren't that many options. In terms of his playing style, the shots taken in terms of the distance is 12.6 yards. Now, it's been between 12.3 yards and 13.3 yards for the last 5 seasons. So 12 points. So, pretty much on being in the penalty box all the time on that penalty spot. So he's very, very clever in how he plays, which again, if you can fit him to the right team and get him the right kind of service, or just get him any kind of service, he should be able to find the opportunities to score, and not score from outside the box, make sure he scores inside the box. He's also averaging 4 shots a game for the last 5 years as well. So if you think about it, this is quite a unique player, bizarrely, where there are a lot of teams that have sort of nicked 1 or 2 central strikers, but there aren't that many elite central strikers in the game anymore. And so again, Lewandowski is pretty unique, so there will be people that are very interested in him. In terms of the positives of that playing style, as we've established already, longevity. It does provide longevity because he's not pressing as much as he normally does. Here's two heat maps. Here are two heat maps from one from when he was 27 in 2015-16 and one from this season. What you can see there is that it's very similar. The two images are incredibly similar. So he has honed and improved whilst being that central striker. Despite, as football moves on, you have players who need to play on the right or play on the left. This dude plays through the middle. He operates in the same areas. So you're going to have to find a team that works with that. The negative for that is pressures. Now, a lot of people turn their nose up at this, but it is a huge part of football these days. And so he hasn't had to do that with Bayern Munich. And that shows that there is a way around it because Bayern Munich is a team that is full throttle, does like to press high. But that isn't his role. That won't be his role. So you'll have to have a team that is okay with that. He averages around 9 pressures per game. So to put that into context, generally strikers are doing about 15 per match. So getting close to sort of double. So, and to put that into comparison again, if you think of Ronaldo and the goals that he scored, but also the criticism that he got this season, he puts forward about 6 or 7 pressures per 90. So again, Lewandowski has been able to do that, playing the way that Bayern play and the players that are around him. But it's something where he needs to go to a team for him to continue to score the same amount of goals that probably dominates their league and can facilitate a central striker who isn't going to be a workhorse. Next question for you in the comments, and this will be a conversation because when it comes to this transfer window, there are going to be lots of different options. And actually what I would love to see is a team that's not linked with him that would be a really, really good fit. Think tactically. Don't think just who's got the money. I'd love to know who you think would be a good option. And what is difficult and what is a problem for clubs is that it's just not as straightforward because some clubs have already signed their number 9 over the last 12 months. So it's hard to envision where the Polish hitman will end up. Because if we look across Europe, it looks actually pretty bleak. You know, Manchester City, no chance. They've just signed Haaland. Chelsea, maybe, and if you think of that ruthless nature under Abramovich, that might have been something that would have happened in the past. He's now gone, so what will be the remit and the style of ownership moving forward for Chelsea? There's uncertainty certainly with that, and also you've got to shift Lukaku to facilitate the move, I would imagine, unless you just let them both sit there and battle it out. I'd be amazed if that happened because Bayern Munich are obviously going to want as much money as possible. Juventus have put all their eggs in the Vlahovic basket. Big moves for Higuain and Cristiano Ronaldo in the past has probably crippled them long term in terms of being able to sign him. And again, you're going to stunt the growth of Vlahovic if you do that. Manchester United, Ronaldo, you know, he's been there. He's had a good season. It looks like he wants to stay there as well. He again would have to leave if Lewandowski was to come in because you can't have both of those there. I just can't see them playing two up top in that way. And also, no Champions League football for Man United, for someone like Lewandowski, who, you know, like I've said, his age isn't that much of a factor. The fact is, he is still 33 and wants to probably play in the Champions League. Real Madrid is a very strong option now for him. But the problem you've got is Benzema has never been better. And can Benzema and Lewandowski work together? Can Benzema, Lewandowski and Vinicius Jr. work together as well? Benzema would have to change his role once again and go back to being, you know, the guy who helped out Ronaldo, be the guy who helps out Lewandowski. And also Benzema does work hard, but when we're talking about those pressures, it means that you're going to be a team that will probably not have the ball as much as you would like. And do Real Madrid want to win the Champions League like they did this year, or do they want to look to move forward? Again, just not totally clear cut, you know, when it comes to Lewandowski, who is no doubt an unbelievable player and a player who's absolutely been robbed of a Ballon d'Or over the last couple of seasons, but someone who's now looking at some of the other big clubs. Barcelona have just acquired Aubameyang. They're not entirely out of the woods financially as well. That's going to be a huge problem. And then you've got Liverpool. Now, Liverpool, Lewandowski, obviously, like him and Klopp, have worked very well at Dortmund, but he doesn't overly suit the current style. Now, I guess the next point is that do Liverpool want to evolve and change their style? If that is the case, then there are a couple of options. Let's start off with Liverpool. First off with Liverpool, there is that straight swap with Mane and Lewandowski if you want to get it done. I mean, it might not be a straight swap, and it'd be interesting to know, another question for the comments, if you were being fair and negotiating, would you want Mane plus money for Lewandowski? I mean, it's a sentence that you never thought you would say, that you would, yeah, we want Mane. No, we want money as well. Do you think that's the case? Mane, of course, is younger as well. Would it just be a straight swap? What would be the deal for you if Mane was to go to Bayern Munich and Lewandowski was to go to Liverpool? That could be a really iconic transfer if it was to come and be. And then once you've eliminated all those other teams that we've just spoken about, there are two options. One is the kind of slightly lazy one, because I think you can always go, well, PSG, what? Because they've got, stupid amounts of cash. They have obviously re-signed Mbappe, but what they don't have is a true number 9, really, And when you're trying to sort of have Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, they have got Icardi, but he's nowhere near the standard of Lewandowski. PSG could be a really, really good option for him. I mean, that, again, would be absolutely ridiculous. They're going to dominate on the same level as Bayern do in their domestic league as well. They don't need him to press, but again, that's just another player that's not going to press for PSG, which I think has been a bit of a stumbling block at times. But if you can go and get someone like Lewandowski, do you just go and get that job done? Be interesting to see, Mbappe going into his prime years, I guess, but Messi and Lewandowski coming to the the back end of it all. That would be fascinating. And Messi, in terms of the partnership they had with Luis Suarez, the partnership they could have with Lewandowski could just be unbelievable. Here's the other one, wildcard option. And again, I want you guys to tell me who could be the other option for Lewandowski, and of course it will break as time goes on. What about Inter Milan? If you think of Lautaro Martinez and Inter Milan having a disappointing season in terms of not winning the title, but of course are in the Champions League next season, the partner for him has been Edin Dzeko. Edin Dzeko has been a phenomenal footballer and someone who doesn't have to press that much as that target man, but he's also 37. So is this one where Lewandowski wants to go to Serie A, which is, depending on certain teams, a bit of a slower league for them? Would it play into the hands of someone like Lewandowski? And in terms of a team that has two guys up front, Martinez and Lewandowski, is that a partnership that could work? I think there is space for him to go into that team and go and try a different league. Does he want to go to Milan and enjoy his time there? Possibly. The big question for me is, what does Lewandowski want to do? And I'd love to know what you guys think about this. He obviously wants to move. His scoring record is absolutely phenomenal. Look, I've just saw it there in the corner of my eye. Look at that. He scored 50 goals in 46 games for Bayern this season. He scored 344 goals in 375 games during his 8-year stay. Unbelievable stuff. But does he want that Liverpool move? Does he want a Real Madrid move? Where does he want to go? And will he have to battle it out for probably the first time in his career? Let me know in the comments down below. We'll be doing quite a few of these videos where we're looking at players and where they should go. So if you've got any options that you think you'd like us to dive into, get them in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, we're going to be doing lots of transfer content over the summer. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit the notification bell and hit the like button as well. I'll see you next time.